morning, friends. Welcome to the session on Little Mindful Moments. It's Mark Joseph here from Mindful Revolution, and it's good to be here. Good to be here with you. Thanks for joining us today. Let us take a little moment before we get into our session and just take a breath. How about that? Taking a lovely, deep and smooth breath. So you can join with me. And if you like, you can close your eyes as you do this, as I'm going to. And just a nice, slow breath in, breathing in through the nose. And exhaling out the nostrils. And again, breathing in through the nose. And gently exhaling out the nostrils. And last big breath, breathing in through the nose. Filling those lungs and gently exhaling. Just giving yourself a chance to arrive and to be here now. So it's really great to see you. Thanks for joining. We're exploring my favorite topic today in the whole wide world, and it's something that I've made a big part of my life, and that's why I can honestly say that most of the day I'm just smiling. And I'm sorry, I'm living a really great life. What can I say? I love my life. I love everything about my life. And I wake up in the morning, I've got to pinch myself because I think to myself, how did I get to this place? And I've been practicing something called gratitude for a long time. So I just go through these moments of just being absolutely grateful. And it's become a very powerful part of my life. So that's my question to you today is, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? Think about it, ponder on it. Maybe you've already practiced gratitude today and you know exactly what it is that you are grateful for. When was the last time you thought of gratitude? When was the last time you practiced gratitude? Think about it. So I'm just going to ponder on that again. And there is so much for me going on right now. Yes, I'm a busy person. Yes, I'm a dad with a little boy. And I just think of abundance, and I think of gratitude, and I think of all the things that we have. So what are you grateful for today? And if you're there and you can hear me and you can pop your word or what you're grateful for in the Q&A, would love to see that. So I'll give you a chance to do that. It's good for us to be grateful and to think grateful thoughts, but often we default to seeing the world in a negative way. And, you know, the way that we see the world, even if we don't express a lot of gratitude, and maybe you're feeling at the moment like, oops, I haven't thought of gratitude lately, and I haven't been very grateful lately. Well, you know what? It's not your fault. We have a very ancient body in a modern world. Our bodies are the same as they were 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago. And our bodies are actually more adapted to ancient living. So our human brain doesn't default to gratitude due to survival. In fact, the more complacent and comfortable we feel was always a threat to our survival. If we felt gratitude and abundance, maybe that was a bad thing to think about 10,000 years ago, because it meant that we would not go out and find food for our family. We'd become complacent, right? So we'd always have to be anxious. We'd always have to be worrying and thinking about threats, but that survival mechanism is still inbuilt in us and the way that we see the world. If you think about it, people moan more than they feel grateful. don't they? Am I right or am I wrong? And maybe in your life, you've got people that are just expressing appreciation, gratitude more than they moan. Not in my life, not in my life. And there's a reason for this. Neuroscientist Rick Hansen explains that our brains are like Teflon. You know, Teflon, those non-stick pans. Our brains are like Teflon for positive experiences, and Velcro, you know, the sticky stuff, Velcro, for negative experiences. So we tend to be more negative. And it's because we are products of millions of years of thinking, never not be afraid. It was survival. Have you seen The Croods? It's an animation with a caveman dad, and he says, never not be afraid. So those who never felt anxiety and who were not concerned about their survival, they got eaten. So we are products of a very long line of anxious humans that very seldom experience gratitude and would rather lean towards moaning, complaining, and feeling negative. And if you think about the quote by Mark Twain, who said that most of our worst disasters never actually happened. Most of our worst disasters never actually happened. Isn't that true? Because we think of all the things that can go wrong instead of all the things that can go right. And it's survival. But we don't need to survive today like we did 10,000 years ago. We have so much at our disposal. We have so much abundance. And we have every right to be happy. We have every right to not worry as much as we did back then, because chances are we are going to live longer, and chances are we won't be eaten by something today. Okay? Chances are you're not going to be eaten by something today. Chances are you're not going to be attacked by a neighboring tribe today. Chances are you won't. Okay? So let's just relax in your chair and relax in that knowledge. And it's actually really, really interesting. If we practice gratitude, there was a research study involving 300 adults. Most of them were college students, and they were seeking some mental health counseling at a university, and they split up these university students into 3 groups. So the first group was instructed to write a letter of gratitude to another person for 3 weeks. The second group, they had to write about their deepest thoughts and feelings about negative experiences from their past. And the third group, they didn't write about anything. So what did the study find? They found that those that were writing gratitude letters had significantly better mental health in 4 weeks up to 12 weeks. And it suggests that, the other groups, those that weren't writing anything, or they were thinking of negative thoughts, they had no improvement on their mental health. So the study showed that just by showing appreciation and gratitude is good for our mental health. What are you grateful for today? Have you thought about that? What are you grateful for today? So I'm going to take you through a little exercise in what we can practice and how we can practice being grateful. I'm just going to share my screen with you, and look at this beautiful lady. Isn't that a lovely picture of her holding her heart? And she's just got gratitude written all over her face, doesn't she? And as you can see, it brings happiness. So by being grateful, we never take anything for granted. And recently, a friend of mine donated some money to a charity, and it was quite a substantial amount of money. And I said to her, how did it go with that charity? And she said, oh, it was terrible. I donated the money. I sent them the proof of payment. They did not even respond. They didn't even come back and say thank you. So she says to me, I will not donate any more money to that charity. Okay? So you can see that if we're not expressing our gratitude, if someone does something for us, someone's kind to us, someone gives us something, maybe it's appreciation or love or money or whatever it is, and we're not grateful, we're not going to get that again. Okay? Which means that we cut ourselves off from abundance. Abundance and gratitude are therefore intimately linked. Okay, so let us be grateful. Let us be grateful. Thank you is a wonderful word that we can say to others when we get something nice. By being grateful, we see the good in the world around us. So a lot of people say, oh, living in my country, everything is so bad. This is bad. That is bad. I turn on the news, it's bad. Interesting how we default to the negative. Remember, this is what neuroscientist Rick Hansen was telling us, is that we are defaulting to a bad reality. If we are practicing gratitude, we then default to a happy reality where we see the goodness in other people, the goodness in the world. But you know what? Gratitude on its own doesn't work. It doesn't work. We have to practice gratitude. We have to practice it. If we are practicing gratitude, there's no space for negativity or fear or anything like that, okay? Because we stop moaning and we become less fearful, because we realize that, as Mark Twain says, the worst disasters in my life never actually happened. We made up so much in our minds about all the things that could go wrong that did not go wrong, you know? So it's important that we are grateful. And if we are feeling down and depressed, it can lift our spirits, as the study proved that I spoke about earlier, where those college students were actually suffering from depression. They did the gratitude exercise for 3 weeks and their mood lifted and they felt happier. The serotonin and the dopamine in your brain increases by being grateful. So let's look at some gratitude exercises. Number one, we can buy ourselves a journal, a nice little book, or we can open an app and we can write down every day things to be grateful for. Now, this is a practice. And as I said, remember, gratitude on its own does not work. You have to practice gratitude. Okay, just like medicine on its own doesn't work, you have to drink the medicine. You have to swallow the medicine, all right? In the same way that you have to journal. What am I grateful for today? And there's different ways that we can journal. The one is around positive grace, to reflect on all the good things that are going on in your life, the places that you've traveled to, your job, that you have access to wonderful technology, that you can eat whatever you want to eat, that you're sleeping on a nice bed, that you live in a house, etc., etc. These are all things. Maybe you've got a loving family, you've got good health. So these are all good things to be grateful for. Negative grace. When I was young, my mom would say, you must finish your peas and your beans because somewhere in the world there's children that are starving. So this is negative grace, is to think about other people that are suffering and then think how lucky we are that we're not in that particular situation, and feel gratitude. The fourth one is to honor the broken. And this is to think of a time in your life, and maybe it was last year in the pandemic, or this year, when you've lost and you were broken, but you are coming out of that, or you recovered. And we can feel gratitude for our resilience, how we recover, how we heal. That is another way to express or feel gratitude. And then to honor the good. And often in relationships, with your relationship with your partner, or a relationship with a work colleague, or someone like that, we can have a relationship that goes wrong. And then isn't it interesting how the mind turns that person into something bad, when maybe you were friendly with them, or you were family with them for, I don't know, 14 years. But maybe one or two big arguments, and now it's difficult to see that person in a good way, especially if the communication is broken. And then you start to paint them in a very dark way. And that is what we do. And it's also a very ancient survival technique, because if there was a member of your tribe that was starting to look like they didn't like you anymore, that person could be the one that kills you. Okay? So the way that our brains are wired is very much for survival. And we must understand that it's very easily, very quick to paint someone bad. So reflect on the good aspects of people, of things, and of places. Even places can appear bad. And the next one is sensory appreciation. Okay, to feel gratitude for the things in your life that are amazing to experience, isn't it? I mean, I know that in life there is some suffering, and I know in life there is some pain, but there is also so much that is going on that is really, really going well. Okay, so please join me in this exercise. I'm going to my fridge in my kitchen. I'm going to go and fetch something nice to eat, but something small, not like a big roast turkey or something. I'm going to get a little fruit or a nut, or maybe it's a drink that you have, but don't take too long. We just go and we get that thing and we come back. I'm coming back now. I'll see you now. Okay, I'm back. What did I get? I got this beautiful nachi, and I'm gonna take a little piece. There we go. And there it is. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that look so juicy and tasty? I had a friend visit from the United States of America, and he was here last week, and he said he's never ever seen this before in his life. Isn't that amazing? And he tried it, and he was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how good this is. So whatever you have, you can tell me what you've got. I've got this. Okay, what have you got? You can pop it in the Q&A. I'd be interested to hear. I've got this, right? Now, let's have a look at what you've got. And you know what I also have is a drink with the lemon water. So yeah, I'm very healthy this morning. Let's take a look at what you've got. This item is easy for us to find. Can you imagine 10,000 years ago, our ancestors, would they be able to easily find such things? Maybe they didn't have coffee. Maybe they didn't have strawberries. Maybe they didn't have a lot of things that at their disposal, right? But we do. We do. We have the ability to phone. We have the ability to go to the shops and buy whatever it is that we want to buy. Okay? We have the ability to order in anything, whatever you want. Think about it. We are abundant. We are abundant. Think about, oh, someone's got a strawberry. Good. Strawberry. I was looking for the strawberry, but I found the nachi. But how amazing is it that we have the ability to enjoy whatever it is that we want? Think about that and be grateful. How many people today in the world have the ability to do what you have? Let's look at this thing again, this object again. Think, where did it come from? You know, the farmers, they grew this. The transport company, they delivered. There's some people working in the supermarkets, the ladies at the checkout. All these people come together to make sure that I can get this. and I have a job. I have a job, which means I'm earning money so that I can get this, that I can buy this, so I'm grateful for my job. Good. Someone else has an apple. That's great. Thanks for sharing. And a biscuit. That's great. So yeah, just think about what goes into an apple and what goes into a biscuit. And now, why don't we take a small bite? Mindful. Okay. Bring your awareness to what you've got in front of you and take a little bite. This is so juicy. It's amazing. Wow. I'm sure it's good for you too. When was the last time you actually tasted something without being distracted? Just being in the moment and enjoying what it is. Isn't it the best thing in life? This is where happiness is, friends. In the simple things like just having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or enjoying a piece of fruit. Coming out of our worries and our anxieties and going, I'm so lucky I've got this in my hand. I can buy this. I can phone a delivery company. They can bring it to me even. I can do that for lunch. I can do that for dinner. I have a hand that holds this. I have a body. I have a digestive system. I am a human being eating. How remarkable is this? You can have another piece or another slice and just bring your mind to the taste, and that you have taste buds and you have a mouth and a tongue. Some people had COVID, they lost their taste for a long time. Just take a moment to feel what that feels like as it slowly digests into you. And you know that this thing, this piece of fruit or an apple or a strawberry or a biscuit is now nourishing your body, and your body is miraculous. Your body is so intelligent. How often do we close our eyes and acknowledge how incredible and how amazing our bodies are? They are truly remarkable. Good. Let's take a moment to just take a deep breath. Just take a moment to take a deep breath, breathing in and slowly exhaling it out. And breathing in again. And slowly exhaling it out. And last big breath. You are breathing. Be grateful for the breath of life. Breathing in and filling those beautiful lungs, and sigh that breath out. Opening your eyes. You have eyes. You can see. My word, we have so much to be grateful for. I'd like to also encourage you today, friends, that often we think of gratitude being things out there. And I know some of you might even put down, I'm grateful for my health, which is great. But when I was a young boy, I had to go every week to the school. And at the school, there was a religious man, and I had to confess my sins every week for many, many years, to the point where I didn't even know, I had nothing to confess because it was so much. So as I'm growing up, the school and the religious man is encouraging me to think of all the bad things that I'm doing. And I think that's actually a good practice. But I spent a lot of my young life thinking, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's bad about me? And a few years ago, I realized that no one ever encouraged me to think, what is right about me? What is good about me? Now, I know that some of us, oh, if you think like this, I'm going to turn into Donald Trump. Don't worry about that. It's good to be grateful for you, okay? It's as important for you to feel gratitude for yourself, okay? So if you like, you can say, what are you grateful for about yourself? Is it your skills, your talents, your sense of humor, maybe your generosity, maybe your kindness, maybe your patience? What is it that you love about yourself and that you are grateful for about yourself? Maybe you've helped someone, or you've been involved in an amazing project where you helped a lot of people, and you can think about that and say, I'm actually very grateful for the person that I am today. And I've been working on myself for a long time, and I would like to acknowledge that too. So, friends, homework is get yourself a gratitude journal and practice gratitude, because it will put big smile on your face, okay? Big smile every day, no problem. The world will start to change. The reality for you will start to change. Things to be grateful for, 5 things. And every day, what's one thing that you can feel grateful for about yourself? Okay, about you. That's the challenge, because everyone's going, oh, I don't know anything. Oh, I don't think like that. Why not? A friend of mine said, you'll never be happy if you're not happy. All right? I know it sounds simple, very simple. You'll never be happy if you're not happy. It means we need to practice being happy. Okay? Practice being happy. So there we go. There's our session for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you can finish. I'm going to finish my nachi over here because that was delicious. And there's a little tip. To enjoy life, you must be present. If you're multitasking and you're trying to do so many things, you're not going to be present. You're not going to enjoy life. Try to do one thing properly at a time. That's it all for me today. Mark Joseph from Mindful Revolution. I thank all of you for logging on, and I'm very grateful to you for being here. And be grateful to yourself for being here. Pat yourself on the back. Well done. You made it here for 30 minutes of mindful gratitude. Take care, friends. Big hugs. See you soon.